Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Listen, y'all, it is going down on today's show. There's been a lot of talk about Kanye West on social media and in the news. But today we're going to talk about how Kanye West became a billionaire. I'm going to show you how he went about creating a fortune and how you could take some of the same strategies to build wealth for you and your family. So, y'all, if you're on, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know your name. Let me know the city that you're from. I'll shout you out and show you some love. Now, y'all know I've always gotta ask y'all to do me a favor and smash that like button. Whenever you come in, just do me a favor and just tap that thumbs up. It only takes 2 seconds, but it'll go a very long way towards growing this channel. And also, I want you guys, if you haven't yet done so, I gotta give a big shout out to everybody that's checked out my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. Shout out to all of you who have done that. The 3 keys to financial freedom is a masterclass that I put together showing you how to stop trading time for money. I'm showing you guys how you can create passive streams of income so that way you can make money outside of your 9-to-5 job. Listen, y'all, we know prices are constantly going up. And if you don't have multiple streams of revenue to support you and your family, then chances are you could be missing out on a lot of opportunities. Things are only getting more expensive. We need to get this money so that way we can take care of ourselves and create generational wealth for years to come. So if you want to know how to do this, make sure that you click the link in the comments below. Okay, I'm going to put this on the screen. Shout out to Aaron B. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate you, man. Sorry for any technical difficulties. I was so into my flow of talking during the show, I didn't see the comment that you put up. So shout out to Aaron B real quick, y'all, for all of the help behind the scenes and getting the show up to speed. Listen, y'all, it is going down. It is going down in a major way because today we're going to talk about Kanye West and how this man somehow became a billionaire. You know, everybody be looking at Kanye like he crazy. And I want to ask y'all something. Do y'all really think that Kanye is as crazy as he makes himself out to be? Or do you think some of it is kind of cap just to make a name for himself on camera? I want to know that from y'all. Do y'all think that Kanye, in the way that he comes across, do you really think that he's really like that for real in real life? Or do you think that he kind of operates just so that way he could stay relevant in the media? Leave me a comment and let me know. Hopefully, we got our audio back in the building. Hopefully, we got our sound effects back working again. Y'all, I got a new machine, man. So y'all gonna have to bear with me as I get some of these kinks worked out. Once we get this thing back to where it needs to be, trust me, y'all are going to love it. Now, back to the show. One thing that I always tell you guys about is that if you want to create generational wealth, I'm giving you a platform to promote your business for free on my channel. I am so serious about you guys leveling up that for all of you business owners that are out there, I will allow you to promote your content on my channel all for free. All you have to do is reach out to me. You can leave me a comment below. Let me know what it is that you do. Let me know how I can support. And I would be more than happy to promote your business on this platform for free. Okay. We got to understand, guys, that one of the keys to wealth creation is entrepreneurship. That's why I'm on a mission to help so many of you guys get started with your businesses, that I'm giving promo show after show all for you. And I couldn't do this without the sponsors. So shout out to the sponsors of the Generational Wealth Podcast. Shout out to my main man, Yasha Allah. Y'all know he's always on, always showing love. And guys, he's showing love while working. Whenever y'all see Yasha Allah, he's working on his truck, putting in those miles, and he is dedicated to seeing the culture move forward. So thank you as always, Yasha Allah. Big thank you to Akaman. Big thank you to Lyra Texan, LA for Life. Rodney Lawrence, my brother that's behind the scenes. Thank you for all of you who help make this show possible. And if you want to know what a sponsor is and how you can be one, a sponsor is someone that donates to this platform. If you guys get a lot of value from these podcasts and you want to see it continue on air, then please make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Because when you donate, it goes towards making a bigger and a better show. I got a team that's working beside me that's coming up with brand new topics that we can go over on this podcast, but I cannot do this without your support. So guys, thank you so much. If you want to be a sponsor, make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box, or you can send a donation through Cash App or PayPal. The information is at the bottom of the screen. Even if you guys are watching this podcast after the live stream is over, you can still donate because I'll be putting the links in the description below. And whoever makes the highest donation of this live event will be the official sponsor of the podcast. Okay. So, oh man, speaking of donors, thank you so much to my brother Yasha. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, my brother, for your $20 sponsorship. Really appreciate your support as always. For those of you that are just coming in, today we're talking about what Kanye West knows about generational wealth. This is one of the biggest names of our generation. And today I want to show you guys how Kanye West became so rich. You know, with all of these stunts that he pulls in the news, you would have to ask yourself, how did he make so much money? We're going to go over that right now. So what I'm going to do with you guys is share this article. Leave me a comment on how you think Kanye built his wealth and what things we can learn from his story. Okay. So I'm putting this on the screen. It says Kanye West's net worth reportedly jumps to 6.6 billion. Man. It says boosted by robust Yeezy sneaker sales and projected earnings from the upcoming Yeezy Gap line, the rapper turned clothing mogul becomes the richest Black person in America, although Forbes disputes the figures. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about how much money Kanye is worth, but one thing is for certain, Kanye West is a billionaire. And I'm going to show you guys how he stood out from the rest of the rap crowd where he started, and he evolved onto such a high level in business, all because he understands what things are necessary in order to create wealth. You can work at any job, but just because you do something that makes a lot of income, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a billionaire. So we're going to see how Kanye West made the jump from being a one-time underground beat producer to now being on the list of richest people in the world. When you look at this article, it notes him as the richest Black person in America. It says Kanye West's net worth has reportedly jumped to $6.6 billion, a figure that would make the rapper turned fashion mogul the richest Black person in America. And that's kind of crazy. Like, you think about Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, You think about all of these different entrepreneurs who've worked extremely hard to build amazing companies, but there's something that Kanye did that passed them all. It says Kanye West's net worth has reportedly jumped to 6.6 billion. Some people think this is cap, a figure that would make the rapper turned fashion mogul the richest black person in America, although the estimate has sparked some debate. In a story published Thursday, Bloomberg cited a UBS report that calculated the bulk of West's wealth based on the burgeoning value of his Yeezy fashion line that has an existing deal with German sportswear giant Adidas and a hotly anticipated collection with normcore mainstay Gap. So as you can see, Kanye is working with some big names. A favorite of sneaker collectors and the fashion press, Yeezy is now worth between $3.2 billion to $4.7 billion, primarily due to the brand's deal with German sportswear giant Adidas. Now, obviously, y'all, I'm not going to read the entire article, but I want y'all to see what this article says. It says, as for the rest of the rapper's wealth, $1.7 billion comes from his significant investment in soon-to-be ex-wife Kim Kardashian's shapewear line. Yeah, man, it looked like Kanye is hurting about that. And he has $122 million in cash and stock, along with $110 million from his music catalog. If we take the $6.6 billion figure, the 43-year-old West is now richer than Vista Equity Partners founder Robert Smith, Worldwide Technologies David Stewart, Oprah Winfrey, and Michael Jordan, and becomes the richest black person in America. Now, I got a question for you guys. Should Kanye be the richest black person in America? Leave me a comment. Let me know yes or no. Also, I want to give a big shout out to another one of our sponsors. Shout out to my brother, Lyra Texan the Israelite. Shout out to Lyra Texan, man.
Another one.
Lyra said, peace and blessings, Elder. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my brother. I appreciate all the love. For those of y'all that are on, we're talking about how Kanye West created a $1 billion empire. I'm going over what Kanye West knows about generational wealth. And guys, here's where I want to bring this topic tonight. I don't want y'all to look at this topic and be like, oh man, you know, Kanye, why would you talk about him? The things that he says is so crazy. The way that he acts is so outlandish. Why would any one of us want to follow in his footsteps? One thing that you guys need to do if you're trying to create generational wealth is study successful people and identify how they got there. This isn't for us to be the next Kanye West. It's for us to pull out what made Kanye a billionaire. Because if you want to create generational wealth, you have to start studying the habits of wealthy people. So that way you can know how to create wealth yourself. If building wealth is a priority, you need to tune into today's broadcast. So thank you so much for our show's sponsors. Your donations mean the world. Let's keep this up, guys. Let's make sure that we smash that like button and let's keep the sponsorships going. As y'all know, whoever gives the highest donation for this podcast will be the official sponsor of this event. Now, I don't know if Kanye is ever going to look at this, y'all. But just in case Kanye West ever watches this show, it could be your name as the top sponsor as we are talking about him and his success. And sometimes with Kanye, man, you never know. You can never put anything past that guy. So again, I'm asking a question. Should Kanye West be the richest black person in America? And the reason I'm posing this question is a lot of people, they want to try to take money and start turning it into a moral argument. What I mean by that is you might know school teachers who are phenomenal educators. You would want them to make more money than Kanye West. But are they following the principles to build generational wealth? What I'm trying to show you guys is, regardless of someone's occupation or how we may view them in the public light, if they're doing the things that generate wealth, the wealth doesn't care what you do for a living. The money is going to be made. And even though we may have certain passions that we will want to do in our lives, we got to understand, how can we take our passions and gifts and use the best practices of wealth creation? How do we take our skills and monetize on them effectively? That's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. So, guys, the first thing that we need to understand about how Kanye West became a billionaire is that he brought something to the market that everybody could use. In the business world, this is known as being ubiquitous. When you're ubiquitous, it means that you're offering a product that can be sold to millions of people. What am I talking about? The Yeezy sneakers. This is something that everybody and their mama wants to get their hands on. Look at how many sales he made from this, guys. And there's certain industries, everybody needs it. Everybody's looking to buy clothes. Everybody's looking to buy food. Everybody's looking to buy cars. So one of the things that helps to build real wealth is offering a product or a service that can be offered to a mass market of people. The more niche your product is, the harder it will be to sell it at a mass volume. Think about that. If there's only but a select few people that want what you have to offer, there's no way you can get to large revenues. But say you've got something that millions of people want. Millions of people turns into millions, if not billions of dollars. Now let's talk about something else. Another way that Kanye West became a billionaire is by using distribution channels. This is very important for you as an aspiring entrepreneur. You need to write this down. You can build wealth by using the right distribution channels to get your product out there. Distribution channels is something that allows you to get on a big platform and you could push your work out through them. So, for example, when we look at what Kanye is doing with these Yeezys, we look at how he's working with big brands to put himself out there. He's talking about companies like Nike. He's talking about companies like Gap. He's talking about companies like Adidas to put his brand on. It's not as though everything is coming from square one. He's leveraging major distribution channels that sell shoes all throughout the world. And the powerful thing about using a distribution channel is that they already have the traffic. This is something that's very important for you guys to think about, especially those of you that are entrepreneurs. Some of you guys are trying to build everything from scratch, even though there are different companies out there that would take your product and then they would produce it so that way they could reach a larger audience. A lot of times you see this happen in the music industry. You'll see rappers get on major labels and the labels will already be able to distribute it to a mass market. You could try to make a lot of money by doing everything on your own, but when you're talking about fashion like Kanye, the more you can use a big name brand, the better chances you have of getting a lot of sales. He's taking his influence plus their platform, and it's turning into a $1 billion venture. These are all important lessons that we must know if we want to create generational wealth. Okay. So, one thing that you want to think about is even when you're on another distribution channel, having ownership of your brand is a major key. I want you to notice this. Even though Kanye is working with big companies, he still has ownership of the Yeezy brand. He still has full control. So if one of the big name companies doesn't do what he wants them to do, then he'll take his brand and he'll use it somewhere else. If you don't own or control your business, you can easily lose your wealth whenever the company who has the ownership changes its position. So think about what Master P had to say about Michael Jordan. He said, Michael Jordan, he made a lot of money, and that's all good and dandy, but he could have made a lot more money had he had ownership within the Nike brand. Yes, Michael Jordan made Nike rich, but how much richer could he have made himself if only he would have stepped into his shoe deal as an owner? You have to have ownership, because if you don't have ownership of the brand, anytime you put your work on a large platform, the platform can take it over. They can control all the rights, and whatever it is that they do to change their company, if that disrupts your business, you can't do nothing about it. Think about how many people try to make a business using Facebook ads. Stories after stories of people who have tried to put their business on Facebook, and then as soon as they got the ad going, the ads got blocked. How can I tell you guys this? Because I was one of them. And guys, this was one of the worst days of my life. Man, I spent the past 6 months coming up with a premier program in my company. I just knew this thing was about to sell like hotcakes. And then what happened? I spent all that time and money getting the product together, getting the website, and then I set up my ad on Facebook. And within 1 day of me running that ad, Facebook blocked it. All because my story includes me paying off $95,000 in student loans, and you cannot put anything about student loans in your Facebook ad. Bro, I had no idea that that was the case. But my point is that as much as I thought I was about to be profitable, I had to go another route because I don't control Facebook. So even though I may own my company, if I'm putting all of my stake into something that I don't control, if they decide that they don't want to run my ad, then I'm not going to make any money from the ad. And likewise, when it comes to you and whatever it is that you're doing, you need to make sure that you maintain ownership, but also that you understand the platforms where you're doing business. Because if you don't understand the platform, whenever the platform changes, so can your money. I'm just giving y'all a warning about this now. Y'all might not know what I'm talking about until you get out there and you try it, and you'll see for yourself. I know a lot of people who is making money through Amazon, Google, YouTube, all kinds of things. But whenever these platforms change their algorithms, some people have gone out of business. They went from making $1 million to $0 overnight. Now let's talk about something else. And this is obviously a hot topic. The article talked about how Kanye had hundreds of millions of dollars invested in one of Kim Kardashian's brands. And the reason why I'm bringing this up to y'all is because a lot of wealth comes from marriage. I know y'all are wondering, is marriage really a good decision?
Nope.
A lot of y'all are on the fence, but I want you to understand statistics show that 92% of all millionaires are married. When you read the book, The Millionaire Next Door by the late Thomas J. Stanley, you'll find that the large majority of millionaires in America are married. And I think the reason why there are so many people that are married as millionaires is because, for one, marriage gives a certain stability. You're not constantly tricking off your money, going on a billion dates with a billion different people.
Nope.
Another thing that makes this marriage important is because you have a lot of married couples that will have multiple streams of income. Maybe both people in the marriage are working, and it gives you more access to capital. You know, if you are married, you have more investment opportunities, you have more opportunities for insurance. And by two people coming together and putting their resources together, it also provides a cost savings. Some of y'all are out there and you want to provide all the money on your own. Do you? But I'm just trying to show y'all Kanye was one of the many people who got married and then leveraged his marriage to build wealth. I'm going to go back and show you the article again. Okay, we're going to look at this. It says, as for the rest of the rapper's wealth, $1.7 billion comes from his significant investment in soon-to-be ex-wife Kim Kardashian's Skims shapewear line. So y'all got to see how just in him being married to Kim Kardashian, and am I saying that this means you need to go out and marry Kim K?
Nope.
Hell no. All I'm showing is how this $6 billion amount came about. The studies show that 1.7 billion of that came from Kanye's investment into her shapewear line. So you got to start to see there's different opportunities to build wealth. There's different roads. Some people make money through real estate. Some people are business owners. Do you want to know what the fastest way to become a millionaire is? Marry a millionaire. That's what they talk about. And so, guys, I'm just sharing all of this with you because I don't want you to constantly hear about Kanye West in the news and social media, but you don't soak up all of the things going on behind the scenes in his background that has actually made him so much money. You might feel like you're just as talented, that you work just as hard. But if you're not applying some of these same principles, there's no way that you're going to walk away with a fraction of the wealth that he has. So let's go back to this, okay? If y'all are just getting on, make sure that you smash that like button. Tonight, we're talking about what Kanye West knows about generational wealth. He might be loud and he might be crazy, but there is something that he is doing behind the scenes that is making him a lot of money. And so now I want us to talk about what that is and how we can benefit from it. The first thing that I said was Kanye brought forth something that everybody could use. Kanye was able to reach a mass market by delivering shoes. Another thing that set Kanye's wealth over the top was by him working with large distribution channels. When you talk about Adidas, when you talk about Nike and Gap, you are talking about billion-dollar companies that have a strong reach all around the world. So rather than trying to distribute from yourself, which would take a lot of time and money, you can simply leverage another big company that's already out there. You can put your product in their stores and you can get to the money a lot faster because they're already bringing a lot of people to the table. They already have a lot of traffic and a lot of demand. What I just was talking about when we were talking about Kim K was that a lot of times wealth comes from marriage, whether someone marries into wealth or, like in Kanye's situation, you're able to invest in something that your spouse is doing. You have multiple streams of income, multiple lines of investments, multiple insurance policies, and it also provides cost savings. Obviously, we all know that Kanye West has made a lot of money through music. That's how he got on. And when you look at Kanye's track record, he's sold over 160 million records worldwide. And guys, this is something that I want you to notice about successful people. Do you ever notice that when these successful people make a lot of money, they don't just stop and retire? Do y'all ever notice how people like Kanye West, Jay-Z, Warren Buffett, they don't set up one business and make a lot of money and then be like, oh, okay, all right, I made $1 million now, I'm good. They keep going and going and going, giving their all to see how much more they can grow. This is important because this is one of the mindsets that creates generational wealth. A lot of you will be out there and say, well, if I was Kanye West and I sold 160 million records worldwide, I would never work again and I would chill on the beach. Well, that may be the reason why you don't have Kanye West's wealth. That may be the reason why you don't have his level of success. Because whenever you look at all of these high profile people, you'll notice they don't just hit a lick and then just give up on things. They take all of the lessons from their best ventures and they turn it into a venture that's even greater. This all starts by something that I call gateway talent. Gateway talent is whenever you use one talent to put you on, and then you take the notoriety from how you got your foot into the door and you use that to network with other people in positions of power. Think about what Kanye is doing with fashion. Think about what 50 is doing with TV. Neither one of these guys got in this game through these arenas, but they started developing a lot of notoriety based upon their gateway talent. For Kanye, his gateway talent was making beats, but he always knew that he could rap at a high level. So what Kanye West did was he started getting his foot in the door with Rockefeller, mainly through doing beats for other people. And soon enough, it went from him being a hit producer to him being one of the biggest names in the world. Kanye West is one of the most influential people on the planet, for better or for worse, and that's for a reason. We can follow this formula by focusing on our gateway talent ourselves. Let me tell y'all something. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people don't have generational wealth right now is because they're trying to chase multiple talents at once. So if you're trying to be, an entrepreneur, you're trying to have a job, you're doing nonprofit stuff, you got a billion different things going on, and it's hard for any one thing to be good. You need to identify, out of all of your different talents and ideas, what one thing is really going to help you make your mark. What one talent and skill do you possess that when you focus on this all the way, this is what's going to get the attention of high profile people? This is what's going to get you the money that you need to step into other lanes. Kanye knew that his gateway talent was music. And that's the reason why he focused on it for so long before having the network and the capital to go big into fashion. 50, he knew that he was going to make a lane through music. And that's the reason why we know about Get Rich or Die Trying before we know about his roles in media. You need to start somewhere, okay? And I want you to focus on this key point. It's better for you to get in the industry how you can than to already start off from the top. Look at Kanye West's documentary that's on Netflix. This is a primary example of this. Kanye West, he didn't step in this game and say, oh no, if I'm not being looked at as one of the greatest rappers alive, I just won't make music at all. I won't make beats for nobody. That wasn't what he did. What he did was he produced music while also focusing on his own verses at the same time. But even though people weren't taking his verses seriously, that didn't mean that he didn't stop producing classic beats. When you look at Jay-Z's Blueprint, that's Kanye West. When you look at some of the most iconic records in the modern day, Kanye West had his hand in it. But if he would have started this industry by saying, oh man, either you got to respect me as the number one rapper or I'm not doing anything at all, Kanye would have never had the leverage to get in front of a Jay-Z in order to have a platform big enough for people to know him. He would have never been on the scene strong enough for people to know his name. He was wise enough to get his foot in the door through a gateway talent. And then once he got his foot in the door, that's when he was able to reposition himself to move on to bigger and better things. All of us have this potential, but if we don't go about executing on our gateway talent the right way, all of our other ideas will never take off because we won't have the backing. And obviously, I've got to say this. Okay, let me look at some of these comments. Aaron B said, jack of all trades, master of none. You got to find your purpose over your passion. Purpose comes before passion. Yes, that purpose is largely tied into that gateway talent because that's what you're going to use to put you on. But now another big thing that I want to talk about with Kanye is that Kanye obviously does a lot of things for relevancy. He knows that money is tied to it. So if you want to know the reason why Kanye will make all of these controversial statements, it's not just because he's so wild and so crazy in the head. He understands how to be a prominent figure. And what he does is he makes a lot of comments for shock value, knowing that if he didn't get people's attention, there's no way that his ventures would ever be successful. Think about this. If Kanye West was irrelevant, would people be buying his shoes? If Kanye West was irrelevant, would people still be listening to his songs? Like, there's so many people that will talk about how great College Dropout was, but they'll still go off and buy Donda. They'll still go off and buy Donda 2, even though Donda 2 ain't nowhere near on the level as College Dropout, as Graduation, as Late Registration. People buy him because he's relevant. His relevancy is what allows him to get the attention of the marketplace. Now, even think about Kim Kardashian. And I'm not telling you guys to go the Kanye route on how you go about having your own relevancy. I'm just doing a case study of how he got to where he is. When you look at Kanye West and his soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, how did Kim Kardashian get to all of her money? She created relevancy through the sex tape. Now, is this saying go out and make a sex tape?
Nope.
Absolutely not. But what I'm trying to show you guys is people came to know Kim Kardashian one way. People came to know Kanye, 50, Jay-Z, all these different figures. There was something that they did that gave them a sense of notoriety. I mean, even look at Kevin Samuels. You'll see a lot of people in the media who know how to capture people's attention by doing different things. Donald Trump is another way. I don't want you guys to think that attention in the media is all about doing something extremely worldly, okay? Because when we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, one of the things that we must know is that the Bible tells us what does it profit you to gain the whole world and lose your own soul? So that's not what this is about. I'm simply going under the hood and letting you guys know that the reason why sometimes you see these media figures out there doing the things that they do is because they know they're only as good as their relevancy in the marketplace. If they're not relevant, they're not getting sales. It's a lot easier to sell a Kanye West shoe than it is to sell an MC Hammer shoe, because MC Hammer has not been relevant in decades. So you got to know how to make this work in business. When you are a person of influence, people want to see what you're doing. They want to hear what you have to say. And that's the reason why, even though Kanye has always been known for making these wild comments, he still has millions of followers on social media. His drama is still in the news. You have to figure out, how are you going to build your own following so that way people will be interested in buying your products and your services, okay? So I want us to do a recap. I want us to see how we can take some of the key components from Kanye West and add it into our own things, okay? You don't have to be a wild and crazy hothead, but you do need to understand how these principles work at a basic level. So, for example, how can you take a gateway talent and put it towards something ubiquitous? How can you take your God-given talents and turn that into something that everybody needs? The same way that Kanye had a shoe in fashion, there's something that you can do that can interest millions of people. Listen, guys, not everybody likes McDonald's, but because millions of people buy their hamburgers, that's the reason why they are a multi-billion-dollar company. You need to have a product that can get out to a mass market. The next thing that you need to focus on is what will be your distribution channel. So you know what your gateway talent is, and you know that you need to put it towards a large audience. What distribution channel holds the large audience that you need? If you're going into fashion, maybe you might look at what Kanye is doing and go to Gap. Maybe you have a product, a physical product that needs to be shipped to somebody, and you're going to use Amazon for your distribution channel. Do you guys notice this? You don't have to set up your own Amazon.com in order to have Amazon's leverage. A lot of people have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, all based upon getting on Amazon as a third party and just putting their product there. You need to have a distribution channel to use your message. You need a way of having your message heard around the world. Why do I do these shows on a regular basis using YouTube? Because YouTube is my distribution channel. You know, I could make random phone calls to people and I could give out the same game. But this distribution channel allows me to speak to a wide audience. You got to figure out what is the right platform that has the audience that you want. And all you do is put your gifts there and the people will follow. Sometimes when you're trying to build the product and the audience all in one, it's going to be very difficult for you to do. Already get on a platform where the audience is there. Just put your name and your product there, and the people are already looking for what you have to offer. The third thing, very important, how will you maintain ownership? Okay, so even if you have a product that you put on a large distribution platform, how will you maintain ownership over the product so that you don't lose control of the product completely? You need to rewatch what I was saying a little bit earlier about how these different platforms have algorithms and how so many entrepreneurs will lose money once the platforms change. You need to make sure that you have ownership, just like Kanye has over Weezy. So even if one deal doesn't work out with one company, you could take your product somewhere else and you can still make a fortune. So for those of you guys that have an online business, if you put your product on Facebook and Facebook ain't getting with you, well, then move to YouTube. If YouTube ain't rocking with you, get on Patreon. If Patreon ain't rocking with you, then get on another platform. Guys, there's so many different platforms online today that will promote your products and services for free. You just got to be wise enough to know how to make your mark on there and how to maintain ownership. So even if things on that platform go left, you're still able to reach out to other audiences. Now, lastly, guys, lastly, make sure that you have this. Make sure that you identify how your influence will generate sales to your company. Steve Jobs used his influence to generate a lot of sales to Apple. Kanye West uses his influence to generate a lot of revenue. You've got to determine how you're going to allow your influence to captivate the audience of the people and how your story is going to be compelling enough to get people to buy in. Okay. You may have one of the best products in the world, but if nobody cares about you, They may not be inclined to buy your product. Some businesses have products that speak for themselves, while other companies have a face that runs the organization that brings a lot of money to the table. Primary example, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner, she makes a lot of money off of cosmetics products because of the brand behind her name. When you look at Rihanna, Rihanna makes a lot of money in the cosmetic industry because there's a lot of money behind her name. If she puts her name on something, a lot of people will want to buy. And so you got to start to think about what is going to be an effective marketing strategy to get your product or service out there on the marketplace. If all you have is a product, but you have no way of getting it out to customers, there's going to be no way that the people are going to buy in. Okay. So these are all very important lessons that we can learn from through Kanye West. And when you start to see Kanye do different things, whether it's in his personal life or whether it's in business, I want you to start connecting the dots as to how that helped him make $1 billion. Because if you can capture just a few elements, you'll be on your road to financial freedom. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody that's tapping in. Hopefully, you guys have been learning a lot about creating generational wealth. If you liked this podcast, please make sure that you smash that like button. This will go a long way towards growing this YouTube channel and spreading this word to help other people level up. Listen, guys, please do me a favor. If you like this show and you got a lot of value from it, please donate. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below. Like I always say, your sponsorships goes a very long way towards supporting our team, to making the show bigger and better. We got a lot of great things in store for you guys, and we need y'all support. So thank y'all so much. Listen, man, y'all know I always want to get y'all's feedback. I want y'all to cam up with me, and let me know what y'all thought about tonight's podcast. I know Aaron said awesome show. Thank you so much, my brother. Hey, shout out to my brother, Wealth Engineering. Wealth Engineering, my brother is in the house. Thank you so much, man, for the $2, the Canadian dollars, the CAD. Okay, thank you so much for those Canadian bucks, the Canuck buck. Really appreciate you, my man. Shout out to his channel. If y'all have yet to do so, make sure that you go on his channel and show the brother some love. A lot of great content coming from his lessons. Okay, y'all. So real quick, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. If y'all want to cam up, I'm putting the link. Okay. All you got to do is just go on this link, and as soon as you click it, I'm going to add you into the broadcast. All you got to do is click that link. Okay. Y'all bear with me, man. Listen, I'm still kind of trying to find my rhythm nowadays because I was supposed to have a baby by now. My baby was due on the 18th. The baby ain't came yet. Listen, man, I've been talking to my wife. I've been like, when you gonna pump this baby out? The world is waiting for little Uzziah. And so we've been having contractions and we've been staying up late. Not enough quite yet for this baby to hit the scene, y'all. So y'all just please pray for me and my household. This is the reason why some days I have not been doing these broadcasts. I'm still trying to figure out what this is going to look like amidst having this baby. But when I'm able to get on here, y'all know I'm going to talk my talk. So thank you in advance for all of your support. Okay, guys. The link is in the comment section for y'all to get on this panel if y'all want to cam up. Just click the link that you see on the screen, and then you'll be able to join. If you've yet to do so, please make sure that you share this on your social media outlets. And as always, guys, I got to remind you, if you want to create generational wealth, you need to make sure that you cover a few things. You need to make sure that you have a solid income, that you have a strategy for offense as well as defense in managing your money. And most importantly, one of the biggest things that you need to be doing in order to create wealth is setting up life insurance for you and your family. Guys, tomorrow is promised to none of us. If today was your last day, how much would you have to leave behind? If you want to make sure that your family is protected, you need to get life insurance, because with the amount of life insurance that you can buy, this can leave behind hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for your family after you're gone. And wouldn't that be a beautiful way to leave a legacy? Guys, there's a lot of y'all, I hate to say this, when you're gone, there's going to be nothing left behind in your honor. Why? Because you didn't take the time to set this up. If you want to get set up with life insurance, all you got to do is reach out to me. Some of you may know I am now a licensed insurance agent. So if you want to get your insurance off the ground, please send me an email at uzziah@blackmenscareer.com. Make sure that you guys send me a message. Let me know what you want to do, and we can sit down and I can discuss some of the best options for you and your family. Man, my brother Wealth Engineering is showing out. Did y'all see what this brother just did? This brother Wealth Engineering just became the official sponsor of the podcast by putting up an additional 20 Canada dollars. Let's give him a hand, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that $20 sponsorship. Wealth Engineering says, get ready, March 22nd. The baby is coming tomorrow. Okay, my brother thinks that Lil Uzziah is coming tomorrow. We'll see. We will see, man. A lot of people got bets on what day this baby is going to come. I don't know when this baby is coming. I just want to see him. Okay, there's been enough talk, enough waiting. My wife is 10 months pregnant now, guys. Okay, so please make sure that y'all send up some prayers that all goes well for me and my household. The brother Wealth Engineering predicts that the baby is coming tomorrow. And he said, congrats on little Uzziah. He also said, shout out to Aaron B for his support. Hope to see him cam up one day. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that as well, my brother. Aaron B, we got to get you on here, man. We got to get you out here on the scene. I really appreciate all of your support, my brother. So sorry for all of y'all that got on my original stream where I was going through some technical difficulties. I bought a brand new machine. And so you'll probably notice now that my streams are a little bit smoother on camera, but I'm still working through some audio issues because I'm trying to get the exact same audio setup on this machine as I had on my last one. Okay. Your boy is working. All right. So thank you so much for everybody who supported this podcast. Thank you to all of the sponsors once again. A big shout out to my brother, Lyra Texan, for the $10 super chat. Thanks again. Thank you so much to Mr. Yasha Allah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I don't know if I'm doing a disservice to my brother Yasha Allah on this one. I gotta actually compare the Canadian dollar to the US dollar. I gotta see what comes out in the wash. Okay, I gotta put this out there because I had to be fair to my brother Yasha Allah. 22 Canadian dollars is about 18 US dollars. So in terms of the number, the brother Wealth Engineering came through because he put up 22. My brother Yasha Allah, he's got to stay on the map also because that $20 US dollar sponsorship holds its own weight also. So I'm going to give a big shout out to both of you brothers. I'm going to give a big shout out to both of you brothers. I can't let either one of y'all go in second place on this one. Thank you, Yasha Allah. Thank you, Wealth Engineering. I definitely appreciate and love y'all both, man. Thank you for helping to keep this show on air. Guys, it's been an incredible broadcast. Please make sure that y'all continue to rock with me. Make sure that you subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Make sure that you share this. Be your brother's keeper. Don't be afraid to spread this word. My brother Wealth Engineering says, congrats on getting your license. 2022 is a great year for you, my brother. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, man. Hey, I'm just trying to walk in your footsteps, brother. I'm just trying to, be a big, outstanding guy in this community, just like you, man. Trying to be another successful brother like Wealth Engineering is. You're definitely a hard act to follow. Listen, man, I'm out of here. Thank you so much once again for all the love. I'm hoping to be back on soon. I'll keep you guys posted as to when baby Uzziah comes. Pray for me as I'm praying for you. Until next time, guys, stay